Hello and welcome to my blog Bits and Paddy, my dear friends. Meeting you after a long time. Today I take you to the tour of Bhoganandishwara temple in Nandi village of Chikballpur district, which is about 40 kilometers away from Bangalore, and I got to visit this place with my family, my cousins. Meet Hanu, our sweet nephew, a bit naughty but very obedient, and then rightmost my cousin Himanshu, Pradeepji waving hand, Richa, Pradeepji is Richa's husband, and then Sonia with my niece Sia and Chunmun. They are pointing towards a hill, maybe that is Nandi hill, I believe. And this is nice place to visit, and I covered this whole monument, which is centuries old. I'll tell you about the history, and this is me, Paddy, who has been bringing you the blogs. I was on official tour to Hampi. Hampi, which is famous for its ruins of olden times of Vijayanagar dynasty. And in the meanwhile, Hanu is intrigued and surprised watching the large idol of Lord Bhoganandishwara. As you enter from the main gate, leaving the road, it's a large ground with a driveway in between, parting the ground in two halves. And then there are inner premises where the temple is located. I'll tell you about the history of this place, which we call Isthal Purana, and history of this place, and I'll show you beautiful sculptural art, beautiful idols, and you see these wheels. These are stone wheels demonstrated here of olden time. Maybe these are wheels of chariots, or maybe only for the decoration, because these are huge wheels, very heavy in weight, maybe a ton or so. So it's very difficult to pull these wheels if a chariot is mounted on them. Now let us get inside the temple, and whenever you are entering a Hindu temple premises anywhere in India, never forget to remove your footwear outside, because those are not allowed. These are holy places, and it's our tradition to remove shoes outside. And this is about Bhoganandishwara temple, the history which I am going to tell you right now. I'll read that for you. And this is a beautiful place to visit. So whenever you get a chance to sneak some time, you just can visit this place as an option near Bangalore. And you see this beautiful idol, maybe of Bhairavi. I'm not very much sure, because I'm not an archaeological expert. My profession is of geology, so I can tell you about whether it's charnokite or granite or khondalite rocks. Nothing beyond that, other than collecting some data from Wikipedia, which I'm thankful to for using in my commentaries. Now we are entering the temple, and this is our family, sweet family. When you are with your own people, the charm of place, any place increases, because the vibes are multiplied manifold. And when you are alone, then you are absorbed in you only. Look at this beautiful creation, a column holding the roof, and on that card is a horse rider riding the horse, and then Bhairavi and different deities, Bhairav, Bhairavi, and other deities. And Richa is recording these wonderful moments of being together, and she is also a fine blogger. She creates a lot of vlogs. Now we enter the temple. Look at these columns, fantastic sculptures of olden time, and what we mastered in olden times that has gone missing now. I would like to underline that the times when we are mastering these fantastic arts of sculpting and painting and architect. That time Europe was learning to wear cloths. So this is a magnificent exhibition of our past, our old times.
जब ये लोग ये सब बनाते थे ना तब यूरोप वाले कपड़ा पहनने नहीं जाते थे। तो ये जानवर खाते थे जंगल में बस। नंदी जी को देखिए वहाँ पे, एक पैर उठा हुआ नंदी। हाँ दिलाओ सब।
Sia, Hanu, and Chunmun, this trio is enjoying the place in their own way. And Hanu is jumping and waving and giving me the bites. So Chunmun is exhibiting her prayer skills. Now we get inside. Bhoganandishwara temple and Arunachaleshwara temple are a twin Hindu temple complex located in Nandi village, I told you in the beginning, which is in Chikballpur district of Karnataka, India, and it's about 40 kilometers away from IT city Bangalore. Created by Nolamba Pallava dynasty in 9th to 10th century. The Bhoganandishwara is the northern temple of the twin, and it is the oldest surviving temple in Nolambavadi style of Dravidian architecture in Karnataka. The Arunachaleshwara temple was added to its south shortly thereafter. The complex underwent restoration and additions through the Vijayanagara Empire period. The temples are notable for its large and intricately carved Sabha Mandapa, the inscriptions and artwork, much of it to Shaivism, but also significantly for Vaishnavism, Narsimha, Vishnu, Shaktism, Durga, Lakshmi, and Vedic deities, Surya and Agni. My brother-in-law Pradeep ji is chanting Srotam, and we join him in worshipping God. Look at the main Shivling and then the Nandi opposite to him, the Nandi idol, and these intricate structures, fine art. And now we move forward. History of the eastern regions of South Karnataka traces to ancient times. They developed under the reigns of the Rashtrakoot and Ganga dynasties. By the 8th centuries, the Hindu Nolambas, also known as Nolamba Pallavas, were governing this region for the Rashtrakuta and Ganga dynasties. The reign of Mahendra, 860 to 895 CE, brought renewed powers and economic prosperity after he defeated the Banas. After the death of Mahendra I, his mother Devalabbarasi came to power assisted by her second son Iriva Nolamba. She was great patron of arts, used the epithet Nolamba for her sons, and she built the Nolamba Narayaneshwara temple. The style that emerged from these periods, 850 to 1000 CE, reflects a synthesis of regional Hindu arts and is now called the Nolambavadi style. Early 9th century inscriptions found near Nandi village refer to a temple for Shiva. However, these inscriptions do not mention this temple complex. According to Archaeological Survey of India, these inscriptions can be attributed to the Nolamba dynasty ruler Nolamba the Raja and the Rashtrakoot Emperor Govinda III, and they date from 806 and 810 CE. Copper plate inscriptions found about 10 kilometers away near Chikballpur refer to the wife of Bana Vidyadhara making a gift to the temple. These are indirect references as they do not specifically mention either of the two large twin temples. Based on architecture and iconography, the Bhoganandishwara and the Arunachaleshwara temples are dated to no later than the 10th century and no earlier than the 9th century. The temple was later under the patronage of successive notable South Indian dynasties, and they have all contributed to the form that has survived into the modern era, the Ganga dynasty, the Hoysala Empire, and the Vijayanagara Empire. The temple complex has two large shrines, the Bhoganandishwara and the Arunachaleshwara temples. They have very similar architecture but not exactly the same. The Arunachaleshwara shrine to the south of the two is newer and has a slightly more complex artwork, and both share a large courtyard and open Sabha Mandapa. Each has a Navaranga, an Antarala, a Sukansi, a Garbhagriha, and a Dravida style Vimana. The vestibule and hall are provided with perforated stone screen called Jali. Each shrine has a Nandi Mantapa in front, hall with the sculptured name of Nandi the bull facing the sanctum. The temple complex has two large shrines, the Bhoganandishwara and the Arunachaleshwara temples. They have very similar architecture but not exactly the same. The Arunachaleshwara shrine to the south of the two is newer and has a slightly more complex artwork. Both share a large courtyard and open Sabha Mandapa. Each has a Navaranga, an Antarala, a Suknashi, a Garbhagriha, and a Dravid style Vimana. The vestibule and hall are provided with perforated stone screens called Jali. Each shrine has a Nandi Mantapa in front, hall with the sculptured image of Nandi the bull facing the sanctum. In between the twin temples is a small intervening shrine called the Uma Maheshwara shrine with a Kalyan Mantapa, marriage altar supported by ornate pillars in black stone with reliefs depicting of the Hindu god Shiva and his consort Parvati, Brahma and Saraswati, Vishnu and Lakshmi, the Vedic god of fire Agni and Swaha Devi. In front is a meticulously carved black stone Kalyana Mandapa with decorative creepers and birds, one that excels beyond those found in later era Hoysala temples according to Archaeological Survey of India. According to the art historian George Michel, the temple is a typical 9th-10th century Nolamba construction with pilasters on the outer walls of the shrines, perforated decorative stone windows which contain figures of a dancing Shiva, south wall of the Arunachaleshwara shrine, and Durga standing on a buffalo head, north wall of Bhoganandishwara shrine. Pyramidal and tiered towers, Shikhara, rise from the two major shrines. Each major shrine has a large linga in the sanctum, the universal symbol of the god Shiva, with a sculpture of Nandi, the bull, in a pavilion facing the shrine. According to Michel, during the 16th century Vijayanagara period, a pavilion with elegant pillars was added in between the two major shrines. The pillars, crafted out of grey-green granite, have relief sculpture of attendant maidens. Michel feels the minor Uma Maheshwara shrine was added in between the two major shrines behind the pavilion during the post-Vijayanagara rule of the Gaudas of the Yelahanka dynasty. The minor shrine has a procession of deities and sages in wall relief. The wall that links the two major shrines was cleverly constructed so as to be in distinguishable from the two original shrines. A spacious pillared hall was also added in front of the two major shrines. The outer bounding wall prakara of the complex has two smaller goddesses shrines of the Shakti tradition. To the north of the shrine is a second compound with a Navaranga Mantapa pavilion with Yali pillars. Beyond this compound is a large stepped temple tank Kalyani or Pushkarni, locally called Sringeri Tirtha, the mythical source of the Pinaki river where lamps are lit on certain festival days. The Uma Maheshwara shrine has relief depicting Shiva's marriage to the goddess Parvati. Hence, this shrine is popular with newlyweds who come to seek blessing. Thank you so much, friends, for watching this blog. That was all about this beautiful temple and fantastic, magnificent monument of Indian history. Friends, now it's time. Tonight I have a flight to Delhi, so we need to go back to Bangalore and we'll visit Nandi temple, Nandi Hills, and thereafter we'll go back to Bangalore. And thank you so much for watching this video. Bye bye.